Welcome everyone. Today we are doing a reading for all signs. This is going to be a love reading, and it's going to be for the month of January 2023. I've been doing the year in reviews for each sign, and I just feel like I needed a break. So I just felt called to do this reading, all signs, love, January. Okay, so we're going to use 4 different decks, guys. We're going to use the Mother Mary Tarot, or Oracle. We'll begin with that. We're going to use 2 different clarifiers because I want to look for synchronicities. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot. And then we'll also use the Crystal Vision. And again, we're going to look for synchronicities. We're going to do the main spread with the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, but let's go ahead and open up this reading. Give Mother Mary a couple shuffles. While I do that, I want to remind everyone that I am running a holiday special. It's very limited for the month of December only, and it is $30 off a personal reading or a buy one get the second for half off. You can share it with someone, you know what I mean, like split the cost. I don't care. You can give one as a gift, keep one for yourself. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. But it's just, you know, I don't run specials very often because I do get quite booked up. But I felt like I had to do a holiday gift. All right. And then I do have a membership program. 3 different tiers. Tier 1 is a thank you, Sandy. I think it's $2.99. Tier 2 is videos plus learning tarot through those videos. Tier 3 is everything plus we go live, and we're actually going live tomorrow at 2. And on Tier 3, you can ask any questions you like. I have been inviting all the tiers in for the lives just for the month of December, just because I don't know. I feel like I want to give to you in some way, more than just the reading. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to start with Mother Mary. We already cut her, so let's go ahead, give her a shuffle. This is for all signs, all sexes. You know, what you want to do, this is an intuitive reading. This is where I connect with my spirit guides who then connect with your guides. So just have your intention set, but also your intuition wide open. Men can be women, women can be men, so on and so forth. Just if it feels right to you, don't worry about the sign. Don't worry about if it's a king. Let's say, there's 2 guys together and there's a queen and a king. Well, just put, fill in the blank. All right, let's begin. We have family. Family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. Family. And then we have feminine. Feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. It's funny because my daughter's a Scorpio and I'm a Virgo. And we just had this conversation yesterday where I said to her, I feel like I'm more in my masculine energy than I am in my feminine. Like I don't care about makeup, or even though I like to look nice, but that type of thing. Where my daughter is a very girly girl, and as was my mother, and as are her daughters. But me, I feel like I have been in my masculine energy more than anything. I don't know, but I do know sometimes you gotta let that feminine side shine. Alright, Let's bring in the light seers. I am going to shuffle. I was going to read off the top of the deck, but something told me to shuffle for them. So that's what we're going to do. I want to thank you for a wonderful 2022 and all that you've done for the channel, just being part of the channel, even if you haven't subscribed, if you've even watched one of my videos. Much gratitude to you. Sharing my videos, I just love that. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, all the above. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Here's to 2023 being the best year yet. It's going to be a very spiritual year. I feel like it's a year where a lot of people, I feel like 2022 was, where a lot of people were going to connect with twin flames. This year I feel like soulmates. Soulmates is the, I'm not saying there won't be twin flames, but I just feel like there's going to be deep spiritual connections this year. Alright, so we have two cards. We have the Six of Swords, and then we have the Three of Swords. First of all, a lot of swords to start off. Bring this down a little bit. So, I don't mind seeing these swords because of the Six of Swords opening the reading. What it talks about is, this person in the Six of Swords has just left a situation or people or person, anything that has been toxic to her or him, who, it could have been a time in your life when it was just terrible communication. It is connected to the Three of Swords, so I know there was some heartache involved in that. But the Six of Swords is the moving away from that. Now, I like to remind people because, I feel like we need to be very real. We can see beautiful things within the cards, but we also want to see the lessons. Six of Swords does talk about the period from when I, let's just say, cut ties to the actual movement. It's about choppy waters, right? You're going through some choppy waters, but it's very temporary energy. Anything, I feel like, when you do it to enhance your life, it'll only get better and better and better. All right, let's keep going. Some of you could talk about family, right? Family. And listen, maybe you didn't have the best family. Maybe there was very difficult communication. Maybe you were told things, that, I don't know. It just reminds me of like a mother saying something that I have a feeling the mother would regret years later, but the child takes it on like as her truth, even though it probably is not the truth. Anyway, look at this, the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. I feel like this is a reward just for your action alone. Just because you've taken the time and understood the things in your life, the people in your life, maybe who just constantly break your heart, right? And it's like, I've got to make changes in that. The Ace of Pentacles gives you the way. I love the Ace of Pentacles because it's a promise of something coming into your physical world, something that's tangible, something you can use to really expand your life, your world, your work, your creativity, whatever it is you want to use it for. This is something that truly can take root. Almost like I had to go through a little hell, but now I'm heading to heaven. Hello, Ten of Cups. following the Ace of Pentacles. How interesting. Almost like I'm replacing one family for another. But this family is loving, fulfilling, support each other. No doubt. This is a house of love, a house of harmony. Doesn't mean it's a perfect house, because nobody's perfect. But in this energy, this really is about people who work together. You know, if one falls, everyone's there to help pick that one up. Interesting, because that Ace of Pentacles is bringing you the Ten of Cups. What's mirroring that Ten of Cups? The Six of Swords. The action. It's like once the action happens. Because let's face it, I feel like with the Three of Swords here, I feel like, listen, maybe I gave someone 3 chances. Maybe I give them chances and I keep getting the same results. So I gotta move on. And you do. And the universe rewards you, so to speak. You know, I feel like when any type of ace shows up, I do feel like it's our soul seed of intention. Like our soul is ready for this. Alright, well, let's keep going. Well, a lot of cards, but we'll take them. We have, hello, Four of Wands. This is the marriage card. Or commitment. Well. Hello, lovers. Wow. There's a lot of love on this board right now. There is a little heartache. But that heartache belongs to the past. Can I leave it in the past? I think so. The Lovers. Lovers can be, the meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. Interesting that it is coming below this Three of Swords. Also a card of Gemini, by the way. Also, the year 2022, the year of the Lovers. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm doing it now. Wow. Come on. Ace of Cups under the Ace of Pentacles. Love. Unconditional love. Here's the seed that you can plant. And this seed will take root. What is it producing? Well, I feel like, you know, just think of the seed as you're planting it in your own garden. And the more that you nurture it, doesn't mean stand over and watch it and wait. It just means you're nurturing it. You water it when it needs water. It produces quite a harvest. We already know it's producing the Ten of Cups, and now we have the Ace of Cups below it. Right next to the Lovers, right next to the marriage card. Oh my gosh. Two of Cups. You know, you're falling in love. This is the soulmate energy. And it's interesting because, you know, the Lovers can certainly signify twin flame also. But this is about chemistry. It's interesting because it feels some of you may have given someone like try after try after try, and it just keeps producing the same results. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's their free will, right? Sometimes I cannot change someone. Maybe I'm not meant to. You know, 2023 is all about asking life, is there more to this? What am I missing? And it is about spiritual awakenings. You know, it's this universal year 7, which is about spiritual completion. So when I say soulmates, I really meant it. And here it is. Wow. Soulmates, 2 cups, is mirroring the marriage card. The soulmates is right under the 10 of cups. And then I have the 4 of cups, which is kind of interesting. And I'm saying that because, first of all, the 4 of cups ask you to use your own spiritual discernment as it's related to any decisions, especially emotional ones. This is cups after all. This can also talk about discontentment or not doing much about the situations in my life that aren't serving me. Some of you may leave a marriage, and I hate to say that because I don't want you to leave a marriage unless that's what your soul wants, you know, or let's put it another way, like I tried everything, Sandy, there's, you know, I'm just not fulfilled. Well, you have every right to be fulfilled in this lifetime. But you also have to take the action. You know, these aces, we have to reach out for them. Okay. I wasn't going to take this many cards, but I am now. You know, the most frustrating thing on YouTube is the small amount of characters that I can use to get across a reading, especially a reading with all this love. I mean, what's left? We have the 10 of cups, we have the 2 of cups, we have the ace of cups, we have the 4 of wands, the marriage card, we have the lovers, we have the knight of swords. Well, I mean, of course, destiny. I find it interesting because I feel like in this reading, and I don't want to say like I've been wasting time, because I feel like no time is wasted. You know, there's always something I can learn. There's always blessings I can find. And sometimes those blessings are just like realizations, like that aha moment. Destiny. This person, this soulmate, or twin, the 2 of you are meant to be together. Now, does that mean it has to be? I know I confuse a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of like messages lately saying, Sandy, you confuse me. I really try not to, but because we're reading for so many, the messages, you know, that's why you need to trust your intuition. Because it may mean one thing for you and another for someone else, but still applies to you. Anyway, destiny. Movement. Why is there movement? Because you started the ball rolling. And maybe that's all that needed to happen. You just needed to start the ball rolling. Got the ball now, put it to use. Alright, we have the 5 of wands. Interesting. This is a lot of ego. This is, you know, I often feel in this energy if I'm fighting with someone and like I want an apology, or I want someone else to back down and say, you're right, I was wrong. Not going to happen. But this is everyone, including yourself. Sometimes, maybe, we don't even need the apology. Right? Maybe we think we need it. but we don't. Especially if this is energy that you want to leave, that you know you need to leave, or you know is no longer serving you, or is really depleting your world. You know, again, you have every right to live a fulfilled life, but it does require your action at the same time. I got to know when to close doors. I got to make room for new. Five of Wands. Mirrored by the Four of Cups. Some of you, I feel like you may still be tied to someone. And, you know, first of all, let's say I'm in a relationship and I want the relationship to work. And the other person, you know, we both have to want it to work. You know, I feel like with family coming out as the first card, can it be saved? I feel like yes, it can be saved. But first, before it can be saved, we have to know, we have to look at the energy that each of us is creating. Now, I feel like for the majority, though, this is about the closing of a door. And I don't even know that you expect a new door to open. It's just that I can't take any more, maybe. I just feel it's time. And I feel like the universe is like, hang on to your hat, baby. Hang on to your hat. And don't forget, I specifically said this is going to be for love. We have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Card of Aries. I have to say, I feel like for a few, some of you could have had father issues. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you didn't have a good dad, or, you know, I mean, you know, our dads, our moms are human. God, I wish I could go back and change a million things I did as a young parent. But I have to say, I feel like some of you, this is relating to like father issues. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you know, there may be something, an action that my father did against my mother, let's say. And it's something that I recognize and I don't want it in my life, but damn it, how did I end up in a relationship just like that? Well, because the energy wasn't cleared. Maybe sometimes forgiveness. Again, doesn't mean I have to pick up the phone and be like, I forgive you. But forgiving them within your heart. I know I've had to forgive a lot of people within my heart. A lot of people. But I did. Seven of Swords underneath that untrustworthy energy. Something about this Emperor. You know, normally the leader of the people can be the leader of a family. But he's not leading with the best of energy. Alright. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot first. This is not going to be a real short video. I don't know why I tell people that, because all you have to do is look at the time stamp. But this is a type of reading where it's like revealing itself. Alright. We shall take you. So many beautiful cards here. We have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like some of you, it's almost like you feel different. Like you feel now You have every right to go after the type of life you want. I feel like something's changed within yourself. Three of Pentacles speaks about your individuality, your creativity. It's like the missing piece of the puzzle. Some of you are starting an adventure in this avenue. Two Cups. Coming over that Three of Swords. Queen of Wands coming over the Ace of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles coming over the Ten of Cups. Beautiful energy if I want to create out of my home. This is about success, successful self-employment, especially with the Emperor there. Maybe someone told you, like, you can't do what you want to do. Like, whatever it is you want to do, you won't be successful. Well, that's not true. Just not true. This is success. This is independence. And then we have the Strength card. Card of Leo. This is the energy of controlling the beasts within ourselves. Finding balance. This woman has complete control of the lion. She's not fearful of it, right? She's not running from it. She's balanced it. I'm not ignoring that Two of Cups over the Three of Swords. I just want to see what comes under it. For some of you, this could certainly be healing. Healing is funny because the Hierophant just came out, and that could certainly be healing. It can be healing of a relationship, healing of a family. I feel like there's a big need for you to do what you feel in your heart to do. And I mean that in your creative house, but I also mean that just in your life. Alright, we have the Hierophant. Card of Taurus. It's about your belief system, your faith, your trust. It's a 5, so it wants you to question it. And then we have the Three of Wands. This is stepping into the water, putting your foot into the water. This is a very optimistic viewpoint. This is looking at my life at all that can be. Doesn't mean it is yet, but I have this feeling, I have this belief that it can be so much more. Coming right over the Ace of Cups. I feel like if someone is presenting this ace, either of these aces, this would be a yes. I also love that you have the Three of Pentacles with the Three of Wands, because to me this is anything that you want to do that's individual to yourself. I feel success. You're going to find it. Also, I feel like you're going to find independence. Now, when I say independence, it doesn't mean, again, I can't be in a relationship because I'm dependent. No, it just means I can take care of me. That I allow that part of myself to shine. I feel like these soulmates, whether it be this lifetime or last lifetime or another lifetime, maybe 3 lifetimes, I feel like both of them are receiving healing. Listen, maybe individually 2 different people are going through similar experiences and they don't know it, Because I feel like the Hierophant is here for both of these cups. Both of the people in the Two of Cups. I don't know why I'm going so slow. Ten of Pentacles. Over the Two of Cups. Under the Ten of Cups. Ten of Pentacles also under the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. You know, it's like you're changing your life. And, it's like one small step for mankind changes everything. Then we have the Five of Pentacles coming over the Four of Cups. That tells me something happened outside your control. It can be like losing a job, and I really don't have any say-so in it. It can be thrown out into the cold, and I can't control it. But this is also the energy of moving towards soulmate energy. The Five of Pentacles, it's almost like I lose a job, and then boom, the Three of Pentacles, it's like, but it moves me into something where now I'm creating my own job, my own world. Beautiful energy for creating inside the home or out of the home. Abundant. As long as I'm willing to put the work in. Trust yourself. Because I feel like if anyone's like, and I know we're talking about love, but listen, some of you may find love within your creative house, or while you're doing your creative thing, someone else may be doing something similar. Alright, let's keep going, because we got other cards to get to. The Hierophant is a card of Taurus. I think I said that, but we have the Emperor again. Interesting, because I feel like some of you may have... It's interesting because I feel like, first of all, in the beginning, I felt like there may be some father issues, daddy issues. And some of you, your father may have already crossed over. And if that's the case, I feel like, first of all, I feel like they're healed. And they have complete understanding of their actions in this world. And their actions that may have hurt you, or where maybe they couldn't have been there for you. It's funny because I had a reading done not long after my son passed, and my father came through and said, I just didn't know. I didn't know. And I knew exactly what that meant, because I had gone through, this is before, like when I was younger, I'd gone through 5 years of like pure hell over something, and I always thought to myself, well, where were the men in my family? Now, I wasn't living in the same town as them, but still, I always thought that, and so I knew exactly that's what my father was talking about. Now, I'm only saying that because I want you to understand that even if someone's not perfect here on earth. Now, I'm not going to say everyone gets to go to heaven and is healed and then has complete understanding. I don't know about that. But I do know if they're looking for forgiveness, I do feel like they find it. We have the Ten of Cups. Came in reverse, but I'm not going to leave it in reverse because, I always tell myself before I begin a reading whether I'm going to do reversals or not. And in this one, I'm like, I'm just not going to do reversals. But I'm going to keep it in mind. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like for some of you, this reading hopefully is going to allow you to heal over previous actions that were done to you. Maybe when you were young, probably when you were young. I feel like, listen, I may be starting at ground zero, but it is not where you're finishing. Now, we're just doing January, right? We're not even doing the whole year. But I do feel like this is speaking about the year, like this is the process of how it's beginning. All right, let's bring in... So, let's look at this first before we bring in the crystal vision. All right, we have Two of Cups. We do have the Three of Swords attached to one of those Two of Cups. However, we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So something, again, that can take root. This can talk about someone who's coming back. If that's the case, I would say that they're healed. Doesn't mean they're perfect, but I wouldn't think they're coming back in that same type of energy, because in the Six of Swords, you'd be able to see it immediately. You'd know it immediately. And I don't feel that energy of like, oh, I got to beware. I don't feel that. I feel quite the opposite. I almost feel like, is this too good to be true? But I know that it's not, because everything started with you and your first step. Maybe it's just moving into your creative house. Maybe it's just realizing that, you're an individual who deserves the best in life. Maybe this Two of Cups is something that you're searching for. When I say searching, I don't mean maybe you're searching for it, but I feel like it's something like in the back of my mind, like that's the type of love I want to have. This Queen of Wands, by the way, can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming over the Ace of Pentacles. She's our intuitive queen. She is our queen who jumps in with both feet, right, and thinks about it later. She moves according to her desires and her actions. So, this does not have to be a fire sign, but what it's saying is when this Ace of Pentacles comes in, this queen will take it. No doubt she will take it. And I feel like not only will she take it, but she will grow it. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. What's connecting them? The Three of Wands. My outlook on life. Three of Wands, he's looking at this ship that hasn't come in yet, but he knows it will. And on that ship carries the Ten of Pentacles. And under that Three of Wands is the Ace of Cups. The Ace, the beginning of something that feels quite magical, to be honest. Listen, life is full of ups and downs, and I feel like that's what the Wheel is saying. Maybe it's been like I've been at the bottom for a while, but now things are starting to move. But again, it's because of your step forward. That's it. Okay, let's pick these up and let's bring in the crystal vision and see what else it can tell us. We'll leave the base cards there. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but the Two of Cups is mirroring the Four of Wands. Again, this is the marriage card. What a beautiful line right here. The Four of Wands, the marriage card, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, and then the Two of Cups. Beautiful energy. What's feeding these aces? The Wheel. This is all meant to be on your wheel. These are all your soul seed of intention. Does it mean it has to be? No. because you have free will. People get confused with that. What does that mean? Like, if it's my soul seed of intention. Well, because you're a spiritual being having a human experience. So, us humans, listen, we can let a lot get in the way of our joy. All right. Anyways, let's bring in the crystal vision. Give them a cut. And let's begin. We have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, unnecessary worry. Just can talk about, first of all, it's a 9, so you need to reflect upon this. And this is unnecessary worry. Maybe I do worry about taking that first step. Maybe I do worry about leaving a situation or leaving certain people. But this is unnecessary. This also speaks about trying not to worry about things that you cannot control. If it's outside your control, Divine wants you to try to let it go. Let it go. What's the difference of, let's say I was in a relationship in the past, and that Nine of Swords exists, right? So that's a lot of fear-based energy. And then that energy remains, but then these aces start to show up. Do I think that we would have the same results as in what we just saw? The answer is no. I feel. That's my opinion. Why? Because my mindset is different. It's like right off the bat, I'm going to assume that everything is out to get me. Or maybe there is someone who is not out to get you. And that's why 9s are so important, because you want to take a moment and reflect upon it. All right, let's keep going. We have the Seven of Swords coming over the Three of Swords. Wow, hello, Knight of Cups. Wow. So this knight's coming right over the Ace of Pentacles. That means it's coming into your physical world. Knight of Cups is unexpected. It shows up when it shows up. But it is saying, coming over the Ace of Pentacles, that this is something that can truly take root. So it kind of makes me understand back here what some of the problem may be is maybe because I've dealt with untrustworthy energy in the past. That's really important that I understand it and then clear it. Now, why? Because if this, let's say, this Knight of Cups who's coming in, who has the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups and is on your wheel, comes in, and your fear is they're going to hurt me, they're going to cheat on me. Well, if you've taken the time to reflect back and try to get as much understanding, no judgment, then you can start to trust your own energy. If something comes towards you, first of all, that reminds you of what was, you should know that very quickly. That's your intuition. Now, it doesn't mean I pay attention to my intuition. Many times we get that initial feeling and then we just maybe ignore it. I don't feel like this is talking about anything that's coming towards you in a negative way, quite the opposite. But I do feel like, some of the past energy the remnants are still there. And that is probably why it's all coming in the beginning. All right. Then we have the Three of Pentacles again. Interesting, because I feel like who's ever bringing in this cup, this is someone, it's funny because I feel like they know you on a soul level. Whether you know each other in this lifetime or not, it doesn't matter, because I still know your soul. Now, again, let's go back to the humanness. I may not recognize that, but I'll feel it. There's something I feel. You know, and in the Three of Pentacles, it's energy where other people are really admiring you due to what it is you create. Now, maybe it's something physical with your hands, or maybe it's just energy you create. Maybe it's a business you're creating. But there's admiration. It's funny because I felt over here like almost like someone be like, you couldn't do that. Like, you wouldn't be any good. You know, negative, negative, negative. Over here, I feel quite the opposite, where someone would build you up, who would stand behind you, who would appreciate that part of you. All right, let's keep going. Look at this. We have the Four of Wands coming over the Four of Wands. Interesting. Two marriage cards connected. Maybe one is an old, and this one is a new one. Now, again, it doesn't have to be marriage. It just means a commitment. We may come back and clarify that. I have a feeling, though, what it's saying, though, is for a few of you, there is a fear of making an ultimate commitment to someone. Look at this. The Ace of Swords. Communication. You have three aces. Three aces. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and now the Ace of Swords. First of all, this would be a yes, I feel like. This is some type of communication. Come on, look at, come on. Two cups, three separate times. Right over the Ace of Cups. Is that not where it landed last time? It landed, well, here it is, right next to the Ace of Cups. Trying to think where I think it came over the Ace of Pentacles with the Gilded Tarot. Communication. From who? A soulmate. There's no doubt in my mind it's a soulmate. Now, for some of you, I could say twin flame, but really, it's a soulmate. What is a soulmate? A soulmate is someone that you are eternally connected to. You know, it's like my membership program. I feel like all of us in there, I feel like we're all soulmates, to be honest. I feel like we are soulmates. Now, I don't mean like as in lovers. I mean as in we're meant to find each other. We're meant to help each other. You know, whatever. I just feel like we're soulmates. I don't know how our guides could be any clearer. You know, I'm going to go on a limb and say, for some of you, 2023 may be a time, if nothing else, where you're making I feel like a lifelong commitment or marriage. All right, we have the Death card. Card of Scorpio. But it's a card of endings, so that rebirths can take place. so that a new door can open. When one door closes, another door opens. In the Six of Swords, I'm just kind of trusting that. I don't know what door is going to open, but I'm going to trust that it's going to be in my favor. Why? Because I went through the trouble of examining what has not been so great for me. And there's a reward in that, it's so to speak. When I say reward, I just feel like there's freedom in that. There's like heaviness lifted. What am I looking at? The Death card. Some of you could have certainly had someone, a lover who crossed over. And if that's the case, they want you to find love again. Not just that, but I feel like, because I do feel like we have more than one soulmate. We have many soulmates. And we have maybe more than one soulmate as it relates to love. Some come in and teach us valuable lessons. We teach them. But ultimately, I feel like, if we are evolving, we find our ultimate soulmate who we're going to spend the rest of our lives with. Don't be surprised if your guides are helping to steer you in the right way. We have the Page of Swords. We have the World. And then we have the Four of Cups again. Okay. Coming over the wheel. Listen, I feel like that is saying, how do I make my life all it can be? I have to take chances. I got to be willing to move when I feel it's time to move. Now, it's like a chess game, right? I feel like also, this is talking about when this begins, let's say, I don't think there's a problem in taking it slow, if that's what you need to do, because especially if you dealt with untrustworthy energy, sometimes you do need to take it slow. And by taking it slow, it truly allows someone to completely reveal themselves to you. Think about when you first start dating someone, right? We put our best foot forward. And then a year later, it's like, here comes the real us. The World is the next portal, and that would make sense for January 2023. I also feel like, let me grab a drink real quick. Because I also feel like some type of communication is going to reach you. And I just get this feeling that it's almost like I don't believe it in the beginning. And if that's the case, again, it can be because things haven't been cleared of the past, because the Death card is about that closing. All right. Ace of Cups. And then Justice, card of Libra. Justice is about fair and balance. As is, I don't know where the Strength card is, but I know it's somewhere. That's what the Strength card is about. Balance within. You know, justice is about making you whole again. Some of you did go through a divorce. And maybe that's what that Six of Swords is talking about. Or a cutting of ties. Some of you may have been in karmic type relationships. And don't regret that. Because if that's the case, again, opportunity to learn. Listen, it's not about the other person. It's about learning about yourself. Like, how did I react? Do I stay too long? Do I expect someone who is never going to give me an I'm sorry? Am I going to wait for it and wait for it? Or am I going to start living my life? It's interesting because the Death card connected to Justice, again, can talk about, you know, divorce proceedings, or a divorce. Maybe it was even a nasty divorce, but if it's happened, then I feel like, okay, now I got to put that behind me. Why? Because, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it just doesn't feel like it has a place moving forward. All right. Before I let you go, I want to look at these two wands, or these two Four of Wands, right? Two marriage cards together. And let's just get a little bit more on that. All right, we have the King of Cups. Can be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This King is, listen, this is the King who appreciates relationships. Like, I feel better in a relationship. If he was in the reversed, it'd be different. Doesn't mean he doesn't appreciate relationship. It could be very, very, very flirty. But he's in the upright. So I feel like this is just signifying to you that this, whoever this may be, because we are doing love, wants to be in this commitment. All right, let's look at with the Five of Pentacles. Now, it did flip itself around, even though I agreed not to read that. But honestly, what I feel like, because it showed itself reversed, like I watched it reverse itself, we had the Five of Pentacles. And again, that's the energy of feeling thrown out in the cold, things that I can't control, but yet I have to keep moving through it. I feel like this is the overcoming of it now. I feel like you've overcome it. I often feel in the Five of Pentacles, you are moving towards soulmate energy. And boom, here it is. Okay. I know this is going to be impossibly long, but I want to follow this line. The Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, to the Ace of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. First of all, 7, universal year 7. That's 2023. I feel like some of you have learned a valuable lesson, maybe in 2022, just maybe throughout your lifetime, where you've learned to defend yourself, to defend your actions. Again, because I feel like right off the bat, it's almost like I have someone telling me, I can't, it won't, you won't be any good, it won't happen. But everything is saying, oh yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. And then we have the Page of Cups. First of all, this is very dreamy type energy. This is living through the inner child and allowing the inner child to explore. You know, I feel like it's taken time to reach this type of status, but truly I feel like it's almost like where I'm with someone and I can just be me, even crazy me. And then we have the High Priestess. This is your intuition, your higher self. This is who you want to listen to. You know, the High Priestess is your GPS on this earthly plane. It's your spiritual GPS. And that is what you want to trust. I don't know, guys. What a love reading. I mean, what a love reading. Now, is this for everyone? Of course not. Can it be? Well, I feel like it's very clear saying, you know, when I'm able to reflect upon certain energy, when I'm able, listen, there's some type of untrustworthy energy that had been around you, and not just been around you, but affected you. And it may have been energy that you've hung on to. But I feel like now it's saying it's time to, like, first of all, this is not talking about someone who's coming in where I'm going to have to worry about that. And if I do worry about that, it's because I'm pulling old energy into my present or future. I don't want you to do that. All right, one more spin. Well, that didn't take long. We have the Three of Cups, something to celebrate. This is the energy of joy. I mean joy. And then we have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. We can talk about the full moon in January. Some of you, you know, first of all, set your intentions. You know, that's why I always feel like a full moon. In the full moon, I set my intentions. And then after the full moon, I let go of what needs to let go of. No, I mean, that's what I try anyway. And that's what I get this feeling that is talking about a moon. Now, it can mean Pisces for some, of course. This is something to celebrate. Get excited about. And last but not least, do not forget that you got the ball rolling. You got the ball rolling. Okay. Let's read from Mother Mary real quick. Not real quick, but it's funny. It's like I didn't want the reading to be too long, but oh my God, it is really long. Holy crap. All right, family. Your prayers for your family have been heard. Whatever you're concerned about, God has the answers you seek. Since worry can sometimes attract negative experiences, it's essential to give heaven any anxiety about your loved ones. Take a moment right now to breathe deeply and exhale family burdens skyward to God, Mary, and the angels. As you release these cares, fill your heart with faith that in His wisdom and love, God has a wonderful plan for you and your family. Often, prayers are answered in illogical ways, so please don't spend time worrying about how your solution will come about. Instead, trust in God, who cares infinitely for you and your family. All right, let's read feminine. Mother Mary demonstrates that you can be both feminine and strong, much like the Empress. Her sweet and loving nature is balanced by a clear vision of her duty to God's will. Whether you're a woman or man, you have a feminine and a masculine nature. This card comes to you as a message for you to allow your feminine side to be more present and accessible to others. Your femininity includes virtues such as nurturing, tenderness, sweetness, softness, and gentleness, as well as receptivity and intuition. In fact, in order for you to develop your spiritual gifts, including intuition, it's essential to allow yourself to receive, and that includes divine messages. Amen. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I love you. I know this is super long. And I know some of you love long readings. I know that, and I love long readings. I like long readings. I like the details. That's probably the Virgo in me. But anyway, wow. This speaks of great love, but it also speaks of your action. And I don't know. I just have a feeling some of you, you'll let me know, but I feel like somewhere in 2023, I'm going to be getting some messages saying, Sandy, you're never going to believe this. I'm going to get married, or I'm about to move in with someone, or I found the love of my life. I already know I'm going to get them. I already know. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.